Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Lydia, and if you're one of my amazing returning subscribers, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing Magnetic Candy by Finery. So if you guys want to see this fragrance review, go ahead and stay tuned. So y'all, Finery fragrances can be found at Target and on the Finery website. Now, I want to say about a month ago, these fragrances kind of went viral on TikTok because people were saying that they were dupes for a lot of different fragrances. Now, when you look at the bottle of these fragrances, the bottles look just like Tom Ford bottles, like from a distance. That was kind of the draw for me. So once I started hearing about these fragrances, I went into my local Target and I had this feeling deep down inside. I was just like, if I go in here, I don't think I'm gonna find these fragrances. So I went in and I saw like they had this really small display. And honestly, I don't think they had enough, especially not for like the area that it was in. Like, I'm just like, y'all should have ordered more. But anywho, I go in there and the first time I went in, they didn't have anything. They didn't have the fragrances or the body sprays. So I was just like, okay, that's cool. I was like, I wasn't too pressed about it because I hadn't smelled these fragrances yet. But the second time I went into Target, they had like the display like samplers out. So I was just like, okay, at least now I can smell them. They didn't have any of the actual perfumes, but they did have like pretty much all of the body sprays. And online, I saw that a lot of people were kind of having a little bit of difficulty getting the actual fragrances, so they just opted for the body sprays. But for me, I was just like, I have body sprays. Like, if I get something, I want it to be strong. I want it to be a perfume and something that would really last long on my skin. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait it out for the actual perfume. So I just started spraying all of the fragrances and smelling them. And the ones that I really liked, I just took pictures of them and I took my happy behind home and just ordered it online because I was just like, I'm not fighting for some fragrances. Because one of the ladies that worked at the Target, I asked her, I was just like, do you guys have any more in the back? And before I could even like finish my question, she was just like, we ain't got none. I was just like, okay. So at that point, that was like the little cherry on top. I was like, I'm through. I'm not fighting with y'all for some fragrances. I was just like, I'll order them online. So that's exactly what I did. Now, I mentioned that they kind of all look like Tom Ford dupes, but not all of them are Tom Ford dupes. One of them allegedly smells like Billie Eilish. One of them smells like a Tom Ford Lost Cherry dupe. And there are like different fragrances sprinkled in that kind of smell like them. But the one I got was Magnetic Candy. And this is what the box and the bottle look like up close. So the packaging for this is pretty decent. It's just like a pretty average fragrance box, nothing too special. One feature that is kind of cool is that Finery is raised and glossy on the side of the box. So I just thought that that was a cool detail that they threw in there. And even though the actual look of the bottle is kind of simple, I like it like a lot. It has that really bright, kind of orangey, yellow type color, and it just looks really pretty. It's very eye-catching to me, and it also smells very nice. So without further ado, let's get on to the details of this fragrance. Now, the actual perfumes only come in one size, and that is a 2 ounce. So to me, that's absolutely perfect because you're not getting a ton of fragrance like a 3.4 ounce, but it's also not like a little itty bitty amount with like a 1 ounce or 1.7 ounce. So I feel like they went with a very sweet spot. So you're getting a nice amount for your money. And these fragrances retail for like $27.99. And I think the most expensive one I saw was like $29.99, which I think is decent and pretty affordable. Now, these fragrances were launched in 2023, so they are very new. And this fragrance in particular is classified as a fruity floral gourmand. And the notes of this fragrance include sugared violet, pink pomelo, and cotton candy. Now it has been a little bit of a minute since I've actually sprayed this, and I've never worn this like on my skin either. So we're gonna give it a quick little spray and I'm gonna let you guys know what it smells like. Okay, just smelling it from the cap is exactly like I remember it. And y'all, I know it may sound really weird when I'm reviewing some of these fragrances and I'm just like, I got it, but I don't really remember too much what it smells like. And like when I buy certain fragrances, I'll just buy a bunch of fragrances, I'll smell it like once or twice, and then I'll put it on my shelf and like have it lined up to do a review on it. But that time in between, I never even reach for it unless it's something that I really like. So that's kind of why I'll say like I haven't smelled it in forever, because it's been a while since I've smelled it. So I'm just gonna do a quick little spritz on my wrist. And this has a really good sprayer as well. The coverage is even. Now when you first spray it, it definitely smells really citrusy. I don't really get too much of the cotton candy notes. You can definitely tell that there's a sweet note in there. The pomelo note really stands out. And it almost smells like oranges, pomelo, a couple lemons. The violet is really strong as well. And then it's almost like there's a juicy type fruity scent in there somewhere, but I can't really pinpoint what it is. But it's pretty. I will definitely say I felt a little bit different about this fragrance when I sprayed it in the store. By the time I ordered it online and it came to me, I smelled it again then and I was like, okay, this is kind of cute. But now that I'm smelling it, it's like, like it's okay. And now that it's on my skin, like just from the time that I sprayed it, it's almost like a faint smell right now. So it really isn't totally lasting too long. This might just be one of those fragrances that I'll just have to be a little bit heavy-handed with. When I'm smelling this right now, I don't think that this is a fragrance that I'll just wear on its own. I definitely feel like I would probably layer this with something else. I feel like this would layer very nicely with Zara Neroli on their Emotions collection, just to give it a little bit more projection and just to make it last a little bit longer. If you guys are looking for a sweet fragrance that is kind of like a fruity floral, but a different type of fruity floral, the type of fruity floral that this is different from the regular fruity floral. Usually with a fruity floral, it'll either be some type of berry or something more on the juicy side. This is definitely more citrusy and fresher. And even though there's notes of cotton candy in this fragrance, I'm not really smelling those notes too much, and I'm really not smelling it on my skin. So I know some people are a little bit afraid of cotton candy notes. They kind of feel like it leans a little bit more towards aqualine and pink sugar, like that type of almost sickening, sweet, just burnt sugar type scent. This isn't it. It definitely smells more on the fresher citrus side. So if you guys need a nice fun citrus scent, this is definitely a good option. And on other people, it might last longer on your skin too. And you might be able to pick up on different notes and it might smell different on you. So I definitely feel like it's worth a try. If you don't want to get an actual full-size bottle or the perfume version, you can definitely just opt for the body sprays, and I think those body sprays are like $7. So honestly, now that I've smelled it and now that it's kind of warmed on me and I've gotten to know this fragrance just a little bit better, in hindsight, I probably would have purchased the body spray of this instead of the perfume, because right now the perfume isn't really doing it for me. But it is still a very pretty scent. You can tell that they're well crafted. Another one of their fragrances that I smelled that I really liked was Midnight Cafe, and that one was a very pretty fragrance. So I feel like in the future, if I do purchase another one of these fragrances, it'll be Midnight Cafe. For me, Midnight Cafe and Magnetic Candy were the only two out of the entire line that I really liked. I feel like there's a Cloud by Ariana Grande dupe, and like some of the dupes, they are fragrances that I either have or I've smelled before and I'm just not totally a fan of. So yeah, if I do purchase another one of these, it'll definitely be Midnight Cafe. But with the summer months coming up, that fragrance will be perfect to either layer or maybe even wear it on its own if I just want a really light, subtle type citrus scent. I'll definitely reach for that. And as always, I will have this fragrance linked below in the description box so that you guys can pick it up and try it out for yourselves. Also, if you guys have tried any of the other Finery fragrances, let me know what you guys think of them down below in the comment section. So yeah, that was my review of Finery Magnetic Candy. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope to see all of you guys next time. Bye.